In this very video, I am going to be talking about how anyone, practically anyone at all, can make money. So, before I start this video, I would like you to please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and of course, click on the notification button so that anytime I post a video like this, you get notified. So, let's get into the video. As I was saying, anyone can actually make it big in life. And most importantly, I am making this video to let you know that you should be very careful the way you talk to someone that has not arrived his destination yet. Be very careful the way you talk to an individual that is struggling through life to become a better person because you might need a lot of apologies tomorrow. So, in this video, I am going to be talking about two individuals that later turned their lives around. And the people that spoke ill of them when they were struggling were coming around to apologize. But then it was late. So I am going to be starting from the story of two brothers. So these brothers, after they were done from their secondary school, by the way, I am making this video from Nigeria. So after these two brothers were done from secondary school, their father told them that he doesn't have money for them to further their education, that is university education and tertiary education generally, that they should apply to join the Nigerian police. So these two brothers, one of them accepted to join the Nigerian police. The other person decided that no, I am not going to be joining. I would rather struggle to see myself through school. And their father told them, my sons, as you can see, I don't have that much to be able to train anyone through the tertiary institution. And the other person insisted that even though their father don't have money, he is going to train himself through tertiary institution. And the father said, okay, no problem. He blessed him, like he blessed the both of them. He offered his blessing and said, okay, no problem. I pray you finish in peace. So the other person went ahead, bought a form for him to be recruited into the Nigerian police. You know, after some months, he succeeded in joining the Nigerian police. Whereas the other person that said he is going to be going to the tertiary institution and get done with his education, gradually, that one, on the other hand, got admission into the tertiary institution. So, as these two brothers were struggling through life, one is in the Nigerian police, while the other one is in school. So, obviously, the one in the Nigerian police is earning money, while the other one in school is spending money. As a matter of fact, is it at as a student, every once in a while, he will be looking for where to get money from so he can pay his tuition fee and other fees in school. Of course, we all know how bills in school can be. So, what the person that was going to school usually do is he increased the level of his hustle in their farmland. These two brothers were not actually doing anything when they were back at home apart from going to their father's farm. So, this person that decided to start going to school elevated the level at which he was actually farming. He started farming in a very large scale so he can be able to pay his tuition fees and other fees that might accrue. So that was how this young man was struggling through school, struggling to school. So he got to a point, things were so overwhelmed. He was so overwhelmed with bills. He decided to call on his brother that is in the Nigerian police. So he called on his brother, and his brother told him, I thought you said you don't want to join the Nigerian police. So now you want money from the Nigerian police. I am not going to be giving you money. I have money, but I will not give you money. As you are in school, my 1 naira will not be spent on your education because you refuse to join the Nigerian police. As a matter of fact, you detest the Nigerian police. So anything I have belongs to me and my family. Keyword, he said he has money, but he's not going to be giving to his brother the money. So that statement sticks with his brother. For several years, his brother did not forget that statement. And that was the last time his brother that is in school will ever ask him for anything. So this young man continued to struggle to school. Fortunately for him, he was done with his education. Fortunately for him again, he secures a job. That was how himself began, that was how he started rising through the ranks, like through the bureaucracy, and he became a director. What this means is that he became bigger than the one in the Nigerian police. So that was how these brothers were estranged because of one statement. I have money, but I'm not going to be giving you money. Anything that had to do with your education, I am not part of it because you refuse to join the Nigerian police. So these brothers were sworn enemies for years. Unfortunately for the family, the one in the Nigerian police passed, and he left behind 3 children. He left behind 3 boys. So the other person that was working in the civil service was still alive at the time. He's still alive to today. So because of what these children's father told the man refused to do anything for his children. The only thing he did at the time was making sure the gratuity of his brother was paid his family. But any other thing else, he refused to do for his brother's family. Like as at the time he was processing this gratuity, he was even using his money to make sure the money comes out and his children enjoys the money. So even as he was processing the whole gratuity thing, when the money came, he refused to touch even 5 naira from the money because of what his late brother told him when he was in school. So he doesn't want to have anything to do with the man's money. So when the man passed, that thing still stuck with his brother. That statement, he refused to give the whole family, he refused to give the boys, but the only thing he did for them was making sure their father's gratuity was paid accordingly. After the money was paid, he refused to have anything to do with his family because of one statement. So be very, very careful the way you talk to people because you don't know their destination. You don't know how life is going to turn out for them tomorrow. This video is a very important video. Be very, very careful how you talk to people because, of course, anybody, practically anybody, can make it in life. So be very careful. That is number one scenario. That is number one story. The second story is about a friend. It's about friends, like 2 friends. This man was struggling in life. At the time, he was working for a construction company. His salary was a very meager salary. So he was struggling, 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 struggling. So, fortunately for him, there was an advert on the dailies about a job vacancy, like at the federal level. There was an advert. So he decided to apply for that job. Among thousands of people that actually applied, he became lucky. He was taken during the first stage. He was invited for the second stage. Gradually, gradually, he was recruited. He became a staff of a very, very lucrative government agency. So there was this his friend when he was struggling that usually talk ill of him. And he used to hear it, but because he was not well to do, like that, his friend, there was no way he could confront that friend of his. Whereas he still had other friends. There was this particular friend of his that usually give him money anytime he wants to go for interview, like as he was moving around back in the days. That friend of his was the only one that used to give him money, used to give him like good money for him to be able to go around. Because that friend, that was the only friend that actually believed in him. So this other friend was always talking ill about him. So when he got this job, the news actually spread across board. Like everybody heard it because it was a good news. And the agency was actually a very good agency. So gradually, he started this very good job. Like it was, he got a white collar job, I should say. It was a white collar job that he got above anyone else. In his circle, he became like the number one. This is someone that was struggling. So the first person that came to their office to visit was that friend of his that was always talking ill of him. So the first time he came around, the security men at the gate, they asked him some questions and he told them he actually has a brother here that is one of their staff members. And they told him, Oga cannot, they told him that at this hour, none of them can be able to come out of the building. That he should come back tomorrow or any other time he might be chanced, that he should come back next time. But the man decided to write certain things like on a sheet of paper. He wrote his name and other things so that if the man comes out of the building and they give to him, he is going to be able to identify the person that came looking for him. So that was how they gave him this piece of paper, and immediately he recognized the person that wrote this, and he told them the next time the man comes around, even though he is busy inside, they should come and call him. That he would have to like see the person. So unfortunately for the man, he still came around. So they quickly rushed inside. That is security at the gates. They quickly rushed inside to call the man out. Okay, that your brother that was here the other day is still here today. Quickly, the man left what he was doing inside and came out. They started greeting, they started exchanging greeting and all. The other man was thinking he is going to be getting like good conversation. He's going to be having good conversation with the man that he came to see, not knowing that this very man has been waiting to like air out whatever it is that has been in his mind all these years. The first thing he told this man that came to see him in the office was that, please, whatever it will take you, don't you ever in your life, come to my office or my house. This should be the first and the last day you would ever come close to me. Anything that has to do with me, as a matter of fact, do not be there because you're not a good friend. When I was struggling, I actually heard all that you've been saying about me. But I thank God you are here today and we are going to be squashing everything. So please, today should be the first and last you will ever come to my office. If you know where I live, please don't come close. You are not a good friend. All these were happening because of the way this man was speaking ill about him when he did not have enough. So, the bottom line of this video is be very, very careful. Always be very, very, very careful how you talk to individuals that are struggling through life because you don't know their destinations. The most difficult thing to do is to talk ill of an individual that has not yet arrived because you don't know that person's destination. The person, obviously, because this is life, anything can happen. The person obviously might be bigger than you tomorrow, like very, very bigger than you. So be very, very careful the way you talk to people that have not yet arrived in life. So I believe this video is going to inspire you on how to talk to people around you, like particularly those people that are struggling through life. Be very, very careful. So at this point, I'll call it a wrap. Please stay tuned for more videos like this. Peace and love.